I'll tell you one strategy I took actually over the last year is I made a list of 100 DJs and producers, no matter how big or small. And you were on that list, and I just started reaching out to people like one by one, and not even being like immediately, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? But I think you know probably just as well as anybody how important relationships are in the music industry. We said before we went online,
everything.
The deeper you get, the smaller it seems. Not smaller in the sense where it's like, oh, there's only like 5 decision makers, but like this person knows this person knows that person. And we're all friends, especially in the house music space, man. Like
100%.
What an incredible scene behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. It's an amazing community, and like everybody knows each other and is connected in some way. And it's awesome, just to like, build your, relationships up with people. Cause it's like, you meet people who you guys can help each other in the scene, but it's also genuine friends, that you actually grow like an actual bond with beyond business, which is awesome. I mean, some of my best friends that are besides, take music out of the equation, I've met through the music industry, which is amazing.
Couldn't agree more. And I don't know about you, but I grew up in a small town in Indiana, man, and there wasn't a lot of DJs and producers and people who liked electronic music. And I had a lot of good friends back then, and they're still good friends, but it wasn't until I came to Chicago and I connected with people that were pursuing this as a passion and they wanted to make it their long-term goal. I was like, hey, me too. We have a lot in common, but more than just music. It's like, somebody just said to me recently, it's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of the pursuit. And I see that.
That's good.
So
I haven't heard that. I like that.
Isn't that really good? Yeah.
That's good.
I was like, that's exactly how I feel about house music and just like enjoying it and going to the shows, being a fan first.
Right.
And
that's very important.
Very important. Very important. And that's really the most fun part to me is I'm not the guy who's necessarily sure. I like being backstage and drinking from the bottle of 1942, but I do like going front row and supporting the homies and just like being a fan. And being a fan is what made me want to be a DJ. So I don't know if that resonates with you. Yeah,
it 100% resonates with me. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I like really liking it and really liking house music and the culture and everything is super important because it's like at the end of the day, everybody's in it for different reasons or whatever, but you're going to enjoy the ride the most if you really actually enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the music. Like if you're just doing it because you want to be famous or make money, I mean, you could still be successful. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't, but it's, you're never really going to get the full fulfillment out of it if that's your main goal.
Well said. I was going to say the word is fulfillment. Having success on Instagram or on the charts or on the stage. How many artists have you seen or heard of that they're huge, they're massive, right? But then they're alone in the green room and they travel alone and there's no one there with them. And that's sad life, man. Like
that is very sad, but very true.
It's very true. It's the harsh truth. And I don't see that in the house community, or I don't really hear of it in the house music community, I should say. So
not as much for sure.
Not as much for sure.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Love that though. I mean, Los Angeles must have been a pretty fucking awesome place to grow up though. Like what was it like growing up in LA and the electronic music scene? When did you even get into dance music?
Yeah, so I grew up in Thousand Oaks, which is just outside of Los Angeles. I was really, so my first kind of steps into the music scene was I was really into like rock and like, alternative rock and stuff. So I started going to like, you ever heard Warped Tour before? Yeah. So I started going to Warped Tour and those kind of things when I was like, honestly, probably too young to be going to those things, like 12, 13 years old.
You had cool fans then.
Yeah, no, they were super cool. And I think I crowd surfed for the first time when I was like 13 years old.
Shit.
It's pretty crazy now thinking about it like as an adult. But so yeah, I started going to those and then I got really into hip hop. So I started, and I'm still really into hip hop.
Me too.
I got really into that. And then probably when I was in high school, I started getting really into electronic music. And then I started going to events when I was probably like 17 and, Insomniac events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then that electronic music resonated with me more than any type of music has, more than hip hop, more than anything. Yeah. And that's still true to this day, obviously. And so then, I just I was going to events, getting into it. And then I was like, hey, I want to, maybe get more involved in this. And then I started DJing and then kind of went from there.
The rest was history. What was your first mixer that you got?
My first mixer, it was a Tractor S4.
Oh, the S4. That's what S4. I had too, actually. Yeah, we were spoiled. Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty decent. Yeah, Tractor S4. I was in college when I got it. I was in, I don't want to say sophomore in college, freshman. I was in college when I got it.
Right.
And for the first year or so of having it, I was just DJing in my room, you know, just like to nobody
Bedroom
or to
festival.
friends. To friends or whatever. And then I played my first event in 2014 or 2015, I want to say. And it was like a desert festival of like a small desert, like not like a festival. It was a small desert event. I don't know if festivals are appropriate. It was like a desert event and it went really well, actually. It was a lot of fun. And then from there, I just played a bunch of stuff when I went to college at UCSB in Santa Barbara.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So I started playing a bunch of, you know, just parties and stuff like that. And it was actually funny because back then I was still spinning like house music, like deep house and some tech house and stuff. And I was one of the only DJs in Santa Barbara who was playing that style of music.
Yeah, I bet.
No, I won't say the only one. I'm not going to say I'm the only one, but I was one of the only ones.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because I would play these parties and, you know, people were spinning, you know, trap, Flostradamus, you know, like RL Grime, a bunch of hip hop. So I kind of stuck out a little bit, but people liked it though. People dug it.
Danceable. UC Santa Barbara is a really pretty lively scene. What's their EOS Lounge?
EOS Lounge, yeah, EOS. I've played there.
EOS.
Some people say EOS. I don't know if there's really a wrong or right way.
Okay.
But that's actually the first club I've ever played at.
Oh shit, man. Because I was traveling up Pacific Coast Highway from Los Angeles all the way to San Francisco, and we stopped at Santa Barbara for a night. And I don't know, I just happened to be there on a pop-in night, and I was like, I thought this was a chill beach town, and it is, but like, there's a lively music scene there. What was it like in college? Like, you tasted success then pretty early on, got the bug.
Yeah. So as I said, in college, I was mostly, you know, I was beginning to just play a bunch of parties and stuff, and then they hit me up to play there at EOS, and that was like my first club gig. And like I'd play parties with a bunch of people and, you know, little events here and there, but it was funny because that was actually the first time I had ever used CDJs ever.
How'd it go?
It was in a club. It went pretty well, honestly. I went pretty heavy on the YouTube tutorials before. And I was like, honestly, I was such like a nervous wreck showing up there. It was like this daytime like event at EOS. And the most nerve-wracking part was, I think it was Seven Lion. You know Seven Lions?
Yeah, of course.
He was there and he like was watching my set. And I'm like, and it was my first time playing on CDJs, and I was like, this is just. It was bad. The thing is, though, it went well though. Like, actually, I'm not gonna say it went bad. It went well. It went fine, but it was. Yeah. I was sweating bullets.
Yeah, you weren't going crazy in the effects. You were just beat matching, being absolute fundamentalist.
Simple, just trying to get to the finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I had a similar experience too. I went to IU, Indiana University, which is a big school, and we brought DJs in there, and that's when I started DJing. The first time I ever played on CDJs, I think I was opening up for Blau, and I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, and he was like setting up his Ableton equipment as like I'm playing, and I'm just like, whew, there's a lot of people here. Shit's real, but I'm gonna get to the finish line just like you said. So I had a similar experience.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, but everybody, I feel like that's part of, you know, coming up and being a DJ is you're going to have those experiences where you're way outside of your comfort zone. And I always say like growth starts where your comfort zone ends. So it's like I feel like when you step out of your comfort zone and do those things that make you the most nervous, that's usually when you'll grow the most as, you know, as a person, but as a musician, especially.
Absolutely. You have to put yourself in those situations. I think it's mature enough to even know what your comfort zone is. And then knowing that if I do this, if I jump off this ledge, like, you know what? I gave it a shot, and that's what life's all about.
100%. 100%.
Man, do I love Sherm in the booth. Oh, hey, I think you do too. Hope you enjoyed that piece of content. If you're looking for more, make sure to my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any upcoming Sherm in the Booth interviews, live sets, new music, exclusive artist interviews, Sherm's Word, sub-pack reviews, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything entertainment. Cheers.